It's been 10 years. Oh god. No, just give me a moment. It's okay.
You're so old!
Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the 12th game in this dreaded franchise. A game which, I'll be honest, despite all of its flaws, is still one of the best Call of Duties, comparing it to the slop we have today at least. What made it so special? Why does everyone hold it in high regard? Why do people still play it to this day? Alright, let's be honest, y'all already know the answer. I'm gonna be looking back at Call of Duty Black Ops 3, so it's gonna be like a smaller retrospective, judging it 10 years later. 2014 was a different era for Call of Duty, mostly because of Advanced Warfare's exosuit movement. Call of Duty wanted to adapt and want players to experience something new, so they decided to take a gamble and make 4 games set in the future. Now, I barely played Advanced Warfare, but I consider the exosuit movement to be fun and definitely a fresh experience. Now, the question was this really Call of Duty? I mean, having 1 game set in the future ain't all that bad, but 4? I don't really mind though, as long as it's fun. Then Black Ops 3 was announced. They didn't have the exosuit movement in Advanced Warfare. They upgraded it and it's more like a hover and slide type of game with wall running. Also present in Infinite Warfare. That means the gunplay takes advantage of it. Kinda. I mean, you ain't getting Titanfall levels of death, but for a Call of Duty title, yeah, it's alright. Sure, it's annoying having to shoot people in the air, having dogfights and all that, but having 10 games being boots on the ground, I guess it's serviceable until we all collectively hated it in 2016. I'd say the movement being different made it really fun. Yes, boots on the ground is better, but having a new movement system to toy around with definitely spices things up a little bit. The graphics of the game is still stunning to this day. This game was made throughout 2012 to 2015 and it looks gorgeous. I don't think it's far off to say that it looks as good as some of the modern games nowadays. I really like the art direction as well. It's colorful but in a good way. Like Infinite Warfare, I can't be the only one that doesn't like the art direction of it. It looks so washed out. I guess the best comparison I could give is Batman versus Gotham Knights. There's a huge difference. Alright, let's talk about the campaign real quick. Despite the game being the 3rd installment to the Black Ops series, it has nothing to do with 1 or 2. It takes place in its own separate world, even though it's the same timeline, I think. I don't know. Now, they were clearly trying to go for a surrealist story where it's deep and everything is vague on purpose, but they dropped the ball. Even 12-year-old me, who doesn't know what makes a good story, I just consume slop. Even me, upon finishing the campaign, I felt like I wasted my fucking time. I'm sure most of you that have played it don't like it, and all those who do are probably gonna tell me that I just don't understand shit. You're wrong, but agree to disagree. At least it's better than the Black Ops 4 campaign. I haven't played Cold War or BO6, but I hear they're not as bad as BO3. It's just the outlier. So what's it even about?
Train go boom.
Alright, here's a very brief rundown. The year 2065, meaning a lot of these characters were Gen Beta kids. I'm sorry. You are a player, part of a rescue team, the Winslow Accord, headed by John Taylor. Then a robot delimbs you. You get cybernetics and DNI, which is a futuristic term for magic. Essentially, you can do cool shit with your cybernetics. Simulation shit happens afterwards. Train go boom. I want to say though, as much as the story kind of sucked, the set pieces were very beautiful. Simulation Zurich is way too cool for this game. Fast forward, apocalyptic Singapore. Singapore, go boom. Singapore is now run by the cartel, the 54 Immortals. You are tasked with investigating a CIA site, and upon reaching it, you find out they were all tortured and killed. But the thing is, all the evidence points to John Taylor and his gang. More cartel shit. Then Hendrix gets angry. Wait, who the fuck is he? He's your buddy, I forgot to mention him. You go to the remnants of Coalescence HQ and find one of the members, Diaz. Kill him. Save woman important to the story. Go to Egypt, shit happens, and fight Mech, which has one of Taylor's goons, but here's where you learn of a plot twist. Corvus. Sounds like a shitty tech startup. Essentially, it's an AI virus that affects cybernetics and human behavior. You kill the last goon, uprising happens, track down Taylor, a fight happens, then Taylor removes his DNI and Hendrix kills Taylor. Since you were injured, you have to fix your DNI. Hendrix led an invasion to Coalescence HQ. Kane, the woman you saved, gets tricked by Corvus and dies a gruesome death. Holy shit. To find the only survivor of the disaster in Singapore. Kruger, the last person tied to the DNI development. Hendrix shoots Kruger and you shoot Hendrix, then you, as the last person infected with Corvus, you shoot yourself. You regain consciousness in the frozen forest, a term Taylor has been obsessing over throughout the game. I should have mentioned it earlier, but whatever. Hey, I said you were getting a summary, not a good summary. It's a digital afterlife that Corvus made to keep the people he infected to atone. How long until that actually becomes a reality? He kills Kruger after he says Corvus was a mistake.
You were a glitch, an anomaly, a mistake.
You and Taylor team up to kill Corvus and then purge your DNI to end him for good. As you're purging though, you walk out of the HQ, a soldier asks you who you are and you respond with,
Taylor.
what?
Go boom.
Okay, let me simplify it the best I can, because not even I knew the full picture until I started writing this. I might not be getting things right, so here's my understanding. You play in the perspective of Taylor, and Taylor in-game is actually some dude named Dylan Stone, part of a comic, but yes, he is mentioned in the story, you just have to look very, very hard. So the mission after you get the limbed, you apparently die during the surgery, and everything you experience is you before the first mission, which is actually the last one. So you as Taylor killed Dylan Stone's goons, and it's replaced as your own goons. The goons were infected with Corvus. The last mission isn't even real, it's just a hallucination. Honestly, I would just recommend Chopper's video on it. I try to piece it all together, but I'm way too stupid for any of this. It's a really confusing story, one that I can't really wrap my head around. I tried my best, but alas, I couldn't succeed. The campaign had a unique idea going for skills and loadouts and levels for some reason. I don't really like that. I don't think it fits in a COD game. Overall, I think the campaign experience is fine. It has co-op, which is big, but I don't think it's worth the time of you and your friends. Multiplayer. Now, I played a lot of multiplayer. I don't have access to my Xbox anymore, but I'd say I was around Prestige 7 or 8 and I never got Dark Matter. The game introduced a specialist system, which is like a hero shooter. Basically, all the heroes had an assault option and a support option. For example, Battery had the option between a grenade launcher or armor. You could charge it throughout the match and it would give you an upper edge. I mentioned before that Black Ops 3 had an exosuit movement where you could boost in the air for a while and wall run, which definitely made it more complex. The guns are pretty good in the game except for the Gorgon. It was miserable to get gold camo on, at least in my experience. The map design is fantastic. Treyarch had to accommodate the exosuit movement so you get maps which do just that, and it keeps up with the frantic gameplay of the game. Hijack makes a return and so does Nuketown. Raid from Black Ops 2 also makes a return in the form of Empire. My favorite map was Nuketown for obvious reasons, but Fringe, Hunted, Infection were up there too. Score streaks were great. Whenever someone got the Raps or Mothership, you knew it was over. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room, the black market. So DLC was present starting in Black Ops 2. It would then evolve into fucking clown armor in Advanced Warfare. Who knew it would get way fucking worse? But Black Ops 3 did bring goofy armor as well with loot boxes. So you could earn crypto tokens and use those to buy common crates or rare crates, which would give you cosmetics, mostly being skins, shitty camos, or calling cards. But then they decided to add weapons to the loot boxes, and this was a horrible decision. Obviously it was to push the buying of COD points, but it really does rub me the wrong way when these unique weapons were locked behind gambling. It was really unfair. You could get contracts, but those took way too long. You had a chance to get melee weapons as well, and they were just novelty, to be honest. You could get wedding emotes, and oh my god, this was a different time. I think I got what I wanted to say about multiplayer, so let's move on to Free Run and Dead Ops Arcade. Just kidding. Zombies was by far my favorite and most played game mode for obvious reasons. This mode is single-handedly the reason why the game is still talked about, why people still remember it so fondly, why people still play it to this day. It's just the greatness that is Black Ops 3 Zombies. Black Ops 3 introduced Gobblegums. Gobblegums were mini perks of sorts you can get from Gobblegum machines that cost points. It would randomly give you a Gobblegum from your collection of 5 that you would choose before the match, and it can be used to help you throughout. You could get Gobblegums from leveling up, and those ones can be used infinitely. And then the finite ones or limited use ones from Dr. Monty's factory, which you could use liquid divinium to hopefully get the ones you want. Yes, I love gambling. Some were obviously way better than others. Shout out to Perkaholic. Dude, whenever you got Perkaholic, you would save it until you and the boys would do an Easter egg. Shit was sacred. The game launched with 2 maps, Shadows of Evil and the Giant being paid DLC. It is a remake of Doris from World at War, and yeah, it's a remake. It's a good map, but Shadows of of Evil is a masterpiece. Now, who the fuck thought it was a good idea to add eldritch horrors to a 1940s New York inspired town? Because that is the goddamn best idea I've ever heard in my life. This map is beautiful. It's hard to describe, but the art direction once again cooks. It feels so alive even though everyone's a zombie. The map design is phenomenal. I know it like the back of my hand. The rituals you had to do to get Pack-a-Punch, you know your boy would fuck it up somehow and everyone went down. It was annoying to get Pack, but I don't really mind it. You play as 4 sinners and have to pay for their sins. A boxer, a magician, a cop, and an actress. They're minor characters, but they have stories. They have funny dialogue. You only know them for one map, but I love them so much. Nero has the best voice lines.
I'm invincible. I can't be vinced. I'm invincible. Who's trying to vince me? Is Invincible even a thing? Kill it! Kill it!
Shadow Man, the main antagonist, has some of the most iconic quotes of all time. I still think about the "why do you do the things that you do?" I find myself quoting that whenever someone does some stupid crap. The most iconic line of "You bear the mark. You are cursed." The hardest line in history.
Your service to the overlords is appreciated. Our complete assimilation of this dimension will now proceed.
Okay, enough glazing. The Easter egg is alright. You need 4 players for this one, and it does get tedious to do, but it's a fun one. At the end, Richtofen steals the summoning key and the dimension is destroyed, killing everyone there. You ain't playing Shadows of Evil for the Easter egg though, that's for sure. The Apothecant Servant and the swords were fun to use. I would love going on the tram whenever I needed a little break. The perk machines on the map had different jingles specifically for Shadows. Speaking of, they added a new perk, Widow's Wine, which would replace your grenades with sticky web bombs, but it was used as a defense option. Whenever a zombie hits you, he would explode around you and slow them down. Basically a get out of jail free card. Man, I am talking about it way too much. You could tell I love Shadows of Evil. The first DLC was Dreisendrach, an Austrian castle. So you play as the Primus, aka the Origin crew, and are tasked with retrieving the souls of the Ultimus crew. This is my favorite map, Shadows being a close second. It's what I consider to be the perfect map, from the Easter egg. You know every step was fun to do. The wisp were annoying though. To the map design, it feels really small but in a good way. It's so compact but everything just fits right into it. And the wonder weapons, the dogs from Mob of the Dead return but as dragons. They give you the bows and you could upgrade it to different paths. The Thunder, Void, Wolf, and Fire, which let's be honest you would only do if you were doing a 4-player Easter egg. Still waiting for the Noah J456 Firebow tutorial. Do it to save face, man. The bows were fun to use. They're seriously the best wonder weapons in the whole franchise. Off topic a little bit, the wolf bow always made me want to throw up. I don't know why. The boss fight was simple, but the bows really made it fun. After you finish the Easter egg, you would harvest the soul of Ultimus Dempsey. From this though, Zetsubo no Shima would be the next for DLC 2. Now this is my least favorite map. I would go back to Shadows of Evil or Derizen. It's not that bad comparing it to some of the modern maps we have. My main reason for not liking it was the map design. I just hated playing on it. It did have banger wonder weapons with the skull and the KT4. The spider fight was fun and getting free Widow's Wine was awesome. The Thrashers were horrible. I hated fighting these guys. The Easter egg wasn't my favorite, but yeah, it's serviceable. In the end, you have a heart-to-heart with Ultimus Tachio and then harvest the soul. Gerard Crovey would be next, and I'll be honest, I never completed the Easter egg for that one, mostly because I was 13 and my friends and I would be dog shit. Gerard Crovey did have the hardest Easter egg. I still like the map, Stalingrad, but if Russians had robots and there's also fucking dragons, the map design is way better than Zetsubo. The Raygun Mark III is so much fucking fun. The Valkyries are annoying though, worse than the parasites from Shadows. You ride a fucking dragon to Pack-a-Punch, that's the coolest shit ever. Imagine being in a zombie apocalypse and you ride a dragon in Russia. That shit could only be pulled off in COD. You have a pretty cool fight with Ultimus Nikolai in a giant mech. Nikolai tries to comfort Nikolai, but Nikolai gets shot by Nikolai, and then Nikolai kills Nikolai. I love Nikolai, he's the GOAT. Extract his soul and we're off to Revelations, the last DLC map. It's a weird one. It's set in a cosmic void called Argatha, and the map design being an amalgamation of different zombie maps, sorta. There's like little islands you can jump to. It's a blend of older zombie maps. It's such a simple but cool ass idea. Some people didn't like the map, but I thought it was neat. You Pack-a-Punch inside an Apothecant, and the mystery box had the Thunder Gun and the Apothecant's Servant and the little Arnies. That's awesome. Now the Easter egg. I remember it taking so long to solve the Easter eggs. I would tune into some streams to see what progress they made. This took the longest to find because the Easter egg was fucking bullshit, like finding hard to spot rocks or shooting tiny specks. You got a meh fight and then the cutscene. I remember everyone being so confused on the cutscene. What the fuck does does this mean? Are they pulling another campaign Frozen Forest Cortana bullshit? Basically, them existing threatens the Shadow Man's perfect world, and he sends them back in time to repeat the cycle. And they do the cool prophecy image. It leads to BO4 where they break the cycle. Okay, nifty stuff, eh? Now here comes DLC 5, a surprise to be sure. In 2017, they announced Zombie Chronicles, a remastered of 8 old zombie maps. Everyone was hyped. They announced new DLC after a year and a half. These maps are iconic, and having an official remaster of them is awesome. Let's be honest though, you would only play Kino or Origins, am I not wrong? Okay viewer, let me be honest, I did not play it when it came out. I didn't have the money for it, plus I already had Infinite Warfare and its DLC and I thought I was content with it. Turns out I was stupid. I didn't play it until 2022 and yeah, it's fun. What else do I say? I already played a bunch of them beforehand, but having it remastered and having BO3 gunplay was awesome. I wish they did a Zombie Chronicles too, but that's never gonna happen. I remember Jason Blundell, the lead Zombies dev, was talking about a super Easter egg and how no one can find it, but it turns out it's just a 4D cube in the KN44. I don't know, dude. Zombies was special. It still is. Everyone keeps playing BO3 Zombies. They try to change it every installment afterwards, but it never works out. Even now, we're on BO7 and people are still saying they're sticking to BO3. The formula present in BO1, 2, and 3 just works and people like it. There won't be anything like BO3 again. I kinda wish there was indie devs out there that could make their own type of COD Zombies game. $1 million idea, just saying. I was watching a lot of BO3 YouTube. Shout out to Chaos X Silencer and Hollow Point. I don't really care about that guy. I just watched him trying to sell BO3 at launch. Mr. Raffle Waffles, Mr. Dalek JD, Mr. T-Lexify. I'm so sorry to what they did to you, my boy. Codename Pizza, Noah J cheated on his wife, Glitching Queen, The Smith Plays, the rest of the Z-House members. They were all goated Zombies creators. I watched them all the time. Maybe not the Zeke House creators.
The quintessential soy face.
I was 12 when this game came out, so obviously this game is special to me, mostly because, well, I met a lot of my Xbox friends during this time. Lion Hero 1, if you're watching this somehow, hit me up again. It's Nova. Growing up with this game, it really was something special. Being a kid and not having any responsibilities, it just felt nice lazing and playing. This game means a lot to me. I almost bought a Wii U instead of an Xbox One, and I think I made the right choice. BO3 will always stick with me as an important game that shaped my childhood. What a corny ass way to end this video.
Streets on flame, it's a mad game, makes you stop and stare. Need an assist, you can resist, we'll make quite a pair. We'll slide on in, your magic little wicked queen. Take a spin, the evil cannot get us, the voodoo